over earlier in the week, Chris. We
Hold
were
on,
talking about the
stop,
weekly
stop
list.
talking, okay? Because we're back. I hate to say it, we're back. Breaking late night news. Not being little drama llamas either. So we were closing out some of our show notes and just kind of strategizing for tomorrow, and kind of poking around, checking the YouTube to make sure that we deleted that bad live before we switched over to the alternate internet provider. And something popped up in my feed, and I found it. This might be kind of interesting. So I started scrubbing through it. Right, Mark? You were watching along with me, and lo and behold, Stinky Pete pops up. If you don't know who Stinky Pete is, I'm talking about Stinky Pete, Mayor Peter Christie. Call him Stinky Pete because of how stinky the community got when the stump dump burned that he did nothing about. Well, lo and behold, gonna give you a quick breakdown of this. The Bella Vista POA puts on a newcomers meeting. The newcomers meeting, there's a lady on there. I believe it's Debbie Sorensen.
Yep.
Debbie Sorensen. She's kind of one of the facilitators for that. Why is that important? Well, I was told that mayoral candidate Randy Murray showed up to kind of get a feel for what these are like, because the mayor has traditionally attended them. She immediately started getting kind of, well, we don't want any politics here. He said, I'm not here to do any politicking. I'm just here to observe and have an understanding of how these meetings go. I believe he was told he needed to leave approximately 5 minutes after that interaction. Why? Well, okay. Let's break it down like downtown Julie Brown, web share. Remember the Bella Vista Foundation that we discussed?
Yep.
Remember that? Okay. Treasurer, Stu Sorensen, Deb Sorensen's husband.
Very interesting.
Who's he work with? He sits on the board with Johnny Flynn. All right. We're going to roll. We've got
Linda
this.
Lloyd's in there.
Yeah, we talked about that already, buddy. I want to get this out the door because I know people are going to, probably ready for bed or already in bed. We need to make sure that this is in their feed in the morning. Hopefully it is. This is important information that needs to be shared out if you really care about the future of Bella Vista and getting rid of this collusion, just disingenuous, bad actors, buddy system, whatever you want to call it, the good old boy system, non-representative government. Because here's Peter Christie bringing up multiple things at this newcomers meeting, and what's he do? He directs them. I'm gonna shut up and just
we're all about
let
facts,
him talk,
Chris.
Let him do the talking.
Here, so
this is posted 7 hours ago.
The other thing we have coming up, and I guess I'm part of the problem, is we have elections. So behind me, there is where can you vote on election day. Okay. Early voting is now in progress. There's only one place to go. That's the county offices, which are in Bentonville at 215 East Central on the second floor. Make sure you bring your ID. They're open today until 4 o'clock. They open again on Monday, 7:30 till 4, 8. And then, of course, the following day on Tuesday is Election Day. And it's rather interesting that the next day, by the time we wake up, we will know the answer on the day of infamy. So if you want to know where to vote in Bella Vista on the 6th, it's here. I also have brought sample ballots, because many of us, I think, like to look at this and just see where am I going to, or who am I going to vote for, and what is the ballot going to look like. There are no additional questions in this runoff. It's just the mayor, and each of our 3 wards has a runoff, which is very, very unusual. You get to vote for every ward. It's not like some cities you may have come from where you only vote for the council member in the ward in which you reside. That is not the case here. You get to vote for all 3 as well as the mayor. So do take the time. There have been many articles in the Weekly Vista about each of the candidates.
You hear that?
Yep.
Remember us discussing how slanted and biased, and also his endorsements and Doug Fowler's endorsements and all of this one-sided endorsements for somebody. He's directing people to go and look at these hit pieces in the Weekly Vista as if they're nothing but just a propagandist rag for a bunch of bad acting old men.
Right.
Right. But he's actually directing newcomers to go. And he also talks about signage, you know, so
unbecoming of a mayor,
unbecoming of, but I don't expect anything else from this piece of shit, literal piece of shit man.
Signs are wonderful, but get to know what you're voting for and make sure that you're an informed voter. It's very hard to get people to come out to a midterm election. It's even harder to get them to come out for a runoff in a midterm. At one point, we actually had a runoff here a few years ago.
Yeah, I don't care about your history, Pete. You've obviously got your, you're just a twisted, in my opinion. I'm gonna make sure I preface this. My opinion, you're a twisted, sick little shithead. That's my opinion. You need to go away, bro. You could have just kept your mouth shut and left with grace and dignity. Somewhat. I don't think you'll ever do that. You left a bald spot in Bella Vista with your lack of action. But what am I talking about? Remember? If you remember, here's the hit piece from the Weekly Vista where he's doing his endorsements and all the misinformation regarding candidate Murray.
Yeah. So he just took people that showed up for that meeting on Saturday, December 3rd, new people to the community, and told them to go over to the Vista indirectly to review the notes where he submitted his article for his candidates, for the support of his candidates. So he's swaying the vote, which it's
not
just
to
mind-boggling.
Not to mention Doug Fowler's endorsement as well. That was published in the Weekly Vista. Right. Not to mention letters to the editor, which are not being published on one side, but heavily published on the other side. Right? This is election interference. This is ensuring that the good old boy system continues to move down the road.
Yeah.
Anybody wants to know this? Let me get this one thing out, Mark. Anybody wants to know the source? It's on YouTube. Feel free to go and watch it. Thanks again, Bella Vista Community TV, for providing this valuable information the day before the election, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Title is POA New Members Orientation 12/3/2022.
Past few months, man. This is the same thing over and over. Bad actors pushing propaganda. You have people that are new to the community. Instead of talking about the amenities and stuff, you come out and start pushing the election information and your propaganda. Hey, go over to the Vista, because that's where I sent my letter to endorse all my candidates. And I mean, it's just so unethical. It's beyond belief. It's so troubling in so many ways. This just says to me, anybody that's going to vote tomorrow, please, please, please vote for Randy Murray, because the same old bad actors are going to be in the same places, as we can see.
Yep. Still referencing that three-legged stool, right, Mark?
Yeah.
How good of a buddy he is with the POA and everything else, right?
Yeah. The ACC POA in the city. Here's the thing. They're a three-legged stool. I'm going to turn it to the fourth leg tomorrow. And the people are going to turn it, because the city, the residents are going to be the fourth leg to straighten out this problem, dude. And they're going to end up voting for it. And I hope they vote for Randy Murray. And let's get that fourth leg, because that's the citizens, the most important thing in this city.
Yeah. Enough of this crap. Literal. Enough of this crap. These bad this city is not a normal city, because people are still clinching to these these people who have power over institutions, and they infiltrate all these little systems, and it's a buddy system. If you look at how many people are colluding, and they're appointed on so many dang councils, right? It's the same people. It's the same people. Rinse and repeat.
Right.
Repeat. Yeah. To get what Pete's special interest groups, and if you don't think that the people that are endorsed by him, he thinks either one, are bendable, or two, have the same ideological views that he does and moral compass that he does, to give special interests exactly what they want. And that's the gentrification of Bella Vista.
Yeah. He overstepped his bounds telling those people to go to the Vista, because we know he's already sent the letters in and all his bad actors. So it was already, the fix was already in, you know?
Exactly.
I mean, it's just disgraceful.
I'm sure that they had copies of the Weekly Vista out there too, for new people in the community.
Oh, I'm sure.
Sure.
Again, a person that moves to the area, I mean, wouldn't you want to talk about the amenities more than anything? And he's up there campaigning. This is a guy that's going to be out of the office shortly. He can't go, dude, take off to Florida. Go later. Bye. He can't. He has to insert himself back into the election process. Right? Yeah. He's not even running for office, and he's still campaigning. Yeah, and he can't even do a good job at that. He's a shyster.
All I got to say is, that's it, man.
I lost you for a second.
Oh, yeah. I was getting beeped. So.
Okay.
This guy is just, man, something else.
Yep.
Get out and vote tomorrow, and let's put an end to this, y'all. Have a wonderful night.
No doubt. Take it easy, everybody.